It's another great start by our starting pitcher and a good performance by our pitching staff as a whole. Like I said, first two nights, it seems like the first time you go out there on the mound. I know Brian's been here for 3 years, but he hasn't thrown a whole lot of innings. He's under 20 innings in his career. I know it meant a lot to him to go out there today. His first career start. A little nervous in the first inning. If he wasn't nervous, he's probably not human and not doing it right. So settled down, and that was a big 2 strikeouts there with the bases loaded, and just settled in and threw the way we expect him to throw all year. So a lot of firsts for a lot of guys. DeGoti's home run today, and Peralta's hit, and DeGoti's first start. So it's this first weekend is always a fun weekend for guys. First time wearing a Hurricane uniform. So loved the way the team responded after that first inning being down. It was the first time we've been down. There was no panic, very calm. We answered right back, and then the bottom of the first inning. So all in all, great weekend. Fans were great. Over 8,000 fans were the first 3 games. So we're excited about what's ahead of us.
Yeah, the coach, you talked about a lot of things you like between the pitching, the hitting, a lot of the first. Just what maybe impressed you the most about what you saw from them this weekend?
Like I said, they helped us a little bit with some errors, but good teams take advantage of those errors, and the team responded well, and it was a very even keel dugout. No matter what, from pitch 1 to the last pitch, no matter what the score was, it was a very even keeled dugout. Even when we kind of emptied the benches up, in both nights, or all 3 days, we got the opportunity to empty the benches, and it was just everybody was engaged, everybody was into the game, and you don't feel any different. It was 0-0, top of the first to bottom of the 9th inning, Friday, Saturday night, or today in the 7th. So.
And with emptying a bit, just the value of being able to get a lot of these guys who may not be in every day to get them game reps early in the season.
It's opportunities to get some experience, and today we're forced to start DeGoti. Dorian was pulled out of the game somewhat early. I think it was the 3rd or 4th inning, and so some guys got opportunities to play. Puig played more at third base, and we expect him to play today. But anything can happen through the course of a season. So the more opportunities you give guys, the more experience you give guys, they're prepared to do the job when you need them to do it.
Is there an update on Dorian?
He'll be fine. It's one of those. I'd rather him sit out half a game than tweaking something, making it worse, and losing for a couple of weeks. So.
Speaking of Dorian, he had a very good game today and a very good first game. What do you like about Dorian coming into the season?
He's a senior. He's been doing it for 4 years. He started as a freshman, lost his job as a sophomore, won it back as a junior from the same guy that beat him out his sophomore year. So that shows a lot of character. So he's the type of guy that we want in this program. And he's in his 4th year. He's a captain for a reason. He does things right. And it's everything you want in your guys. You had 9 Dorians, you're going to be okay.
Judy, just for clarity with Dorian, did it happen in the field? Is it something he's been dealing with?
He tweaked it on a swing coming out of the box. I want to say on the double that he hit. And then there was a play that following half inning, it was a kind of a high chopper he came in on. And I saw right away that he was grabbing his leg and stuff. And he's just too important to leave him out there and risk further injury or more aggravation.
And then we heard a little bit about Cuvée, but just can you speak on him? Do you expect him back?
If this was May or June, Cuvée would be in the lineup. And it's similar, right? It's February 16th. It's not worth it. We had another big game coming on Tuesday. Not that we're looking ahead or anything, but we're not 100%, and we're not going to take any chances right now. We'll push the envelope later on in the season when we have to. So he's going to be fine as well.
I know you touched on the multiple guys that hit in the lineup and stuff.
I'm sorry,
I know you touched on multiple guys got at-bats and opportunities, but your starting lineup is pretty consistent throughout the 3 days. What'd you make of those guys kind of up and down? It seemed like a lot of guys got hits.
That's the nice thing of being able to empty the benches in those first 2 games, because if you don't, then you might start somebody different on that Sunday game and give them opportunities. But we were able to put guys in the game Friday, Saturday, so we're able to start with that same lineup. And still feel like you're giving guys a chance to go out and get their feet wet and see what they can do. So,
and just with the rotation, what stood out in particular about what all 3 guys were able to get full brand new weekend rotation? I know guys have some experience with Nick and whatnot, but just what did you like about what they did first time around?
I think we struck out a good number of guys, especially our starters, but they were still efficient. They were pretty strict on a 75 pitch count, somewhere in that ballpark. Today I guess Walt struck out 10 guys in 5 innings, and still his pitch count was in the low 70s. So that's harder to do than you think. When you know that many strikeouts, it's usually your pitch count goes up. He had a really quick second or third inning. I want to say it was like an 8 or 9 pitch inning, which helped out. But after that first inning, he was very efficient for 2 through 5. So to have the number of strikeouts that we had 12 last night in 6 innings from Hughes and Robert. I'm not sure exactly what he had the first night, but they comfortably went through through 5 innings, and Hughes 6 innings in a good short pitch count.
Ryan, that first inning, couple hits, couple walks, a bases loaded strikeout, the approach there, and just what did that do for you after you got that out to sort of settle in?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Gotta stick to what we know what to do as in preparation and wise like that, and stay within. Pitch the way I'm supposed to. In a sense, to stay within as trust all the coaches. They trust me, right, and trust in myself at the same time and calming those nerves. And no, it was exciting to get that strikeout there to get back in the dugout for my guys. And they quickly helped me out, put another run on the board, and got me back in the groove.
What do you think you were able to show after? Again, you got that strikeout then. I think it was 12 straight you retired. What do you think you were able to show about just your ability to rebound, bounce back?
Yeah, just flush. Right, you got to flush it. You got to keep going. Right, and it's a long ball game, and sticking to your process, sticking to who I am as a pitcher, right, going right at guys, and that mentality change had to happen, in order to have success today.
And just the rotation overall all weekend, what did you like about what all three of you were able to do?
Absolutely, I love those guys, right? Some of the best teammates in the world, but they work hard too, right? They work really hard, and the coaches put a lot of trust in us. Our teammates have a lot of trust in us, and our offense allowed us to, pitch with that kind of confidence, and we appreciate them for that, but also just to continue to prepare the same way week in, week out, right? And I was super blessed.
Brian, what was working for you on the mound during that stretch he was talking about? And then conversely, maybe what was going on in that first inning?
Absolutely. Obviously, had to settle down, right? Had to calm those nerves, settle down within, and establish the off speed as well, right? And understand that I can throw all my pitches for strikes, and just to get right back in that groove. They allowed me to do that, and my teammates backed me up there, so I was blessed.
I know you're looking forward to the whole season and more moments, but can you put into words what this moment is for you and your journey to get to this point, to start the win the way you pitched?
No, absolutely. Such a blessing, right, for my coaches, to give me the opportunity, right? I love the University of Miami with everything within me, and everything they've done for me. So to get the win today, it was a surreal moment for me. To be out there starting for my Canes in white on Sunday, the Lord's Day, it's such a blessing. So I'm super proud, super thankful.
What did you like about the depth? A lot of different pictures that we've seen over the weekend, but it shows that JD went and got that depth that was absolutely needed. So what did you like about what you've been able to see?
JD did exactly what he set out to do. Get a group of guys bought in to be Miami Hurricanes, to go out there and play, to compete, to go right at people. We got a good locker room. We got a good group of guys that they love what they do, and a good group of pitchers. And we're excited that depth will only continue to grow.
Right. Is there anything you can gain from the other two starters heading into this weekend? I know you guys are all right-hand pitchers, but similarities to the other guys that you were able to either pick up on, and do you foresee that kind of working as the season goes on, working off each other?
Absolutely. I think they did a great job pounding the zone, right? And for me, it was early on, I wasn't doing that very well. Just had to go back to my basics and go back to what those guys were doing. We pick each other's brains all week together, and just to continue to trust yourself, right? Griff, great job last night. Nick, great job on Friday. Them boys are trusting their stuff. I got to do that myself. So it's super motivating when they go out there and do what they do to motivate me to do what I can do.
As a pitcher, just what is it like watching the offense do what it did, 35 runs, I think it was over 3 games, just knowing that they can do with that and give you some cushion?
Absolutely. I mean, them guys work harder than anybody, man. I'm not surprised. I'm proud of them. They go out there, they worked hard. And, we're going to have those tight games where we got to pick up our slack as well. But them boys came out swinging this weekend, and I'm happy for them.
Brandon, just take us through the home run. What were you looking for? What'd you get? And just how good did that feel for that to be your first hit?
Yeah, that was my first hit. It felt great. I just want to thank the coaches for giving me an opportunity to give me the start today. And, I went up there, took a fastball, and I got a great pitch to handle, and I put a barrel on it.
For Jake, just overall, just seeing what you guys were able to do offensively all weekend, just what stood out the most to you about what you guys did throughout all 3 games?
Nothing surprises me. Just preparation. I mean, I know what type of team we have, and hopefully we can do that a lot this year.
Was it shocking to see that you were at that so much during these 3 games?
No surprise at all.
Just with that, Jake, what do you like about the lineup? What are you noticing? Been on other teams, what do you see? And then what do you see this weekend?
I mean, we could do it all. I mean, JD likes to do righty-lefty, and that allows us to do a lot of things offensively.
Brandon, what were your emotions when Coach let you know that you were starting today?
You know, my brother, he stayed back for spring training, and when I texted him this morning, it was a great moment. He called me and he just told me to have fun and just put my trust in God, and that's what I did. And it was a fun day today.
Can you speak more about your brother and just maybe advice just over the years and maybe just watching him, just kind of just in general?
Yeah, just growing up, he's always been right by my side. I have 2 older brothers play baseball. My middle one is with the Rangers now. He's led away, and I just been following it, and he's been giving me tips on how to control myself. Like today, it was a big start as a freshman. I was controlled, and I played calm the whole game.